In this video, we discuss if multifamily real estate is still a good investment for 2022. All that and way more. Stay tuned for that. And also be sure you uplift at least one person today. And we're starting right now. Hey YouTube family, happy Friday. The question is, are multifamily properties still a viable investment in 2022? And in this video, I'm going to help determine if they in fact are a valid investment and discuss the risks and rewards of real estate so you can decide if it makes sense investment-wise for you. Now, I'm going to be a little biased because after all, I got into the real estate industry for the love of multifamily rentals and the income and wealth that they can generate. So first off, any investment is the balance between risk and reward. Now, I believe real estate is the lowest risk investment on the planet versus almost any other investment. With that being said, there's always a potential downside. Therein lies the risk. And in any deal that you do, you need to measure or take into consideration your risk versus reward ratio. If you compare real estate investing to, say, the stock market investing or investing in a business startup, you generally have the lowest risk with real estate and the highest reward. I will, however, put an asterisk on that statement. Yes, you will have the lowest risk in real estate and the greatest rewards if you do your due diligence and you do your homework. That is a whole other video onto itself. Risk matters the most in any investment, and that is because you always have the potential of losing all of your money. And in some cases, if you are over leveraged, you lose more than that. So be aware of the risks that you're facing. Therefore, it's important to mitigate your risks at all costs. Eliminating or curbing your risks while keeping the rewards high is clearly the best way to go. One of the best ways to do this is to put your property into an LLC. What this does is give you some protection if the worst possible scenario happens. If anything is lost, your risk is at least confined just to the assets that are controlled by the LLC. Now, in terms of setting up a corporation or an LLC for your business, there are many legalities and specifics that come into play here. So for more information on setting up your LLC or your business, talk to a qualified accountant and real estate attorney. The important thing to understand is that the LLC is a tool that you can use to mediate or curb your downside. Another way to mitigate your risk is to use insurance, and the structure of that insurance makes a huge impact. By speaking with a company that handles your insurance policy, you'll be able to mitigate a ton of risk. Going through your policy's coverage is a great way to ensure that that coverage is where you want it and where you need it specifically. Using the information that your accountant and lawyer provide you in terms of what your risks are, you can take those risks and discuss them with your insurance company. Say, what do I need to look at or have to mitigate or even eliminate these risks? So to recap, to mitigate risk thus far, we need to do our complete homework on that property, set up our business in an LLC or in such a way where we have personal protection. We speak to our accountant and attorney, and we also mitigate our risk by using our real estate insurance. And if you're curious about the best 12 questions to ask your home inspector before, during, and after a home inspection, you can check out that video by clicking up here on the card, or leave a comment below if you like the content, or maybe let me know what you want to see in the next video. Another method to mitigating your risk is by using your real estate attorney and or a title company when purchasing a property to clear any title defects or issues and deliver you a clear title at closing. And having proper title insurance is a great way to ensure there are no unforeseen circumstances with that title that may arise and hurt you or your investment goals in the future. Another way to mitigate your risks that many might find surprising is to actually use a loan to purchase your property. Now, simply, this is a tool to mitigate the risks in your investment as a whole. Using cash is a viable way to purchase a property, but you are mitigating your ability to use more of your cash to purchase more properties and create more cash flow. So in a roundabout way, using a loan does open up your available cash, increasing your safety net and increasing your wealth abilities. If using cash, for example, you can only purchase a certain amount of properties. When you're using leverage, as in a real estate mortgage or a loan, you're able to have many more assets and, in a sense, diversifying your risk, therefore mitigating your risk. The huge topic with this is liability factor. When you sign for a loan, you have more than your eyes looking at that specific property. You have the bank, the appraiser, underwriters that are all going to make sure that you are actually going to be able to float the balance on that loan, and they're able to measure and see if this is a good investment or not. A lender will do their due diligence for you to ensure that they're able to capitalize on their investment. The interest you're paying month after month for the term of the loan, so they get their money. They have a vested interest, pun intended, on your interest, pun intended. that you pay to the bank. Another way to mitigate your risk is to use a property management company or a property manager. They'll be able to uphold the checks and balances that you place in your contract, and through that contract will absorb liability on such items. The property management company will keep the condition of the property favorable to your standards and agreements, and make sure safety checks such as carbon monoxide detectors or smoke detectors are in place and are in order. One of the most important reasons I use a property management company is that when you get a 2 a.m. call in the middle of the night, they are the ones that are able to handle it. Quintessentially, this mitigation of risk is really mitigating your time, so that way you can use it more effectively. When you're able to effectively use your time, you're able to better use your most precious resource of all, time. Better use of your time will lead to most certainly a better reward in finding more deals or setting up better systems, or even setting up this time to mitigate more risks. So as you can clearly see, with all these risk mitigation tactics, real estate investment can truly be one of the safest forms of investment in any market, as long as you do your due diligence. Now, switching over to the reward side of property investment, the potential is, well, crazy. On a good deal, you can receive 20, 30, 40, 50, or even 100% return a year on your money if you are educated and know what you're doing and how to leverage properly. Hey everyone, my name is Vasilios and welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here and you want to get the latest actionable tips from a local realtor that actually save you time, save you money, and result in a smooth real estate deal, start now by subscribing and clicking that bell notification so you don't miss anything. And if you like this video, then go ahead, like that video. Now, back to it. The number one reward of multifamily investment is, of course, cash flow. Cash flow is your total income received monthly from your tenants and on other property income generating avenues, minus your expenses after you pay your property manager, fees, utilities, etc. All that goes into your bank account monthly. Knowing what the cash flow can do for you is a reward unto itself. Not only will the rent pay for the rental property mortgage, the cash flow can even pay for your current mortgage. And if numbers are figured correctly, you'll even have money left over to invest onto your next property, or even borrow against your current investment to purchase another property in order to gain more cash flow and wealth. And that is a whole other video onto itself. Not only is cash flow and the ability to leverage the rewards of multifamily investing in 2022, but you also have home price appreciation. Property appreciation is at an average of 3 to 5% over the long term. So let's say you bought a property for $500,000 and you put down $125,000 for a 25% down payment. If you're able to live in this property, you could buy it with as low as 3.5% down, which is $17,500. And with that $17,500, you have control of a $500,000 property. And the value of that property will go up 3 to 5% every year consistently. For the past 2 years, that same property would have gone up in value 30 to 40%, but 3 to 5% yearly is a very realistic long-term percentage that you can use to forecast your property value. So what does that mean? Say the next consecutive year you have a 5% increase in value. That works out to be about $25,000 using this past example. So now after a year, your $500,000 property is now worth $525,000. And if you bought your property just before the pandemic hit, where home price appreciation just went crazy, your property value went up 35%. That $500,000 property is now worth $675,000. Yet another reward of real estate investing is principal paydown. So if you finance your purchase, a portion of your mortgage payment every single month goes towards the actual principal. And every month that mortgage gets paid down month after month, year after year. Your home price appreciation coupled with your loan paydown, you create equity. And with equity, you can perform a 1031 exchange, a refi, or even a HELOC in order to use that money to make you more money or to even increase your monthly cash flow. Tax advantages or tax benefits are another form of real estate reward. Talk to your local tax expert to dive into the details. However, it is still very possible that you're able to pay little to no taxes on the appreciation and on your principal paydown. Again, talk to your tax professional. But if you structure your taxes properly, you could potentially save money on taxes even against other income you have coming in from other areas because of the money that you have invested in real estate property. So the question remains, is multifamily investing in 2022 or in any other year or market still a viable method in which you could still make good on your property investment? The answer is yes, but you do need to make sure you do your homework, you do your due diligence, and you must protect yourselves by mitigating your risks and maximizing your cash flow. Hey listen, if there is anything in the world that you want to talk about or you have a question, reach out anytime. let me treat you to coffee. No obligation, really. 508-821-8835. We could talk about the weather, cars, real estate, racing, whatever. Now that you know that it is still viable to invest in real estate, even in this market, you'll want to follow this video up with this one right here that covers if real estate home prices are actually falling. Also, if you think this video can help out a friend or a family member, please consider sharing. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.